Okay, cool. Welcome, everybody. Just to go over the group agreements real quick. Obviously, we'll treat each other with respect. No interrupting, although I might be an exception to that if I'm just redirecting you because of time. And we'll be mindful of the time. We'll all participate actively, and we'll keep all the information we discuss within the group, with the exception of Denise, obviously. Um, all right. So I know our presenter for tonight is Khadija, and she shared some ideas about what she wants to explore tonight. Um, Khadija, I'll just start by asking, what are your best hopes for this consultation?
My best hopes is to I guess to know that the solutions I've had so far for my current problem at my placement is validated. Like it makes sense. Making sure I just feel like sometimes I'm in my head about it. Maybe I'm doing too much. So my best hopes is that I'm not overreacting with my response.
Okay. And if that hope was realized, what would be different for you?
Um, I will feel like I'm not, like I said, I'm in my head a lot about the whole thing because I feel like I'm the only staff that's really saying anything, even though people are coming to me complaining. And so I'm hoping with that coming to realize that I'm right in my approach.
Hmm.
And then hopefully, with that, I can encourage the other staff to step up as well. Because I feel like when it's just one person complaining about something, it's not really I don't feel like I'm being heard as much. So,
So being heard and maybe feeling less isolated?
I wouldn't say I'm isolated, but more so I just want to feel heard.
Hmm.
Like that's just really it. Just making sure what I'm feeling and seeing is being heard and stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. Thanks. We can move on to you, Talon.
What are your best hopes in this situation?
Um, my best hopes is I'm hoping that things start to change for the better. I'm hoping that the therapist can, I mean, the therapist, it just blows my mind, kind of some of the issues I'm having there. But I'm hoping as therapists that they see, have more awareness of what's going on. I feel like they have no awareness of what they're doing. So I'm hoping that they do eventually see what they're doing and make the changes without having to take it up further chain of command.
Okay. And say that the therapist, like, they get the perspective that you are hoping they get, and um, your best hopes are realized. What do you think your clients would notice?
I thought they definitely noticed a huge change. A few of my clients have noticed the changes in there. They said it doesn't feel as comfortable as it used to be. They don't know who all these new faces are, and I had to explain the merge that's taking place. So I feel like if the atmosphere just goes from this stale environment back to this more approachable, everybody more talking to like everybody. Like we don't really talk to the therapist. They don't really talk to us. You can feel the tension. Like they look at us, gawk at us, and keep going. And I feel like if we can get rid of that, that might be a start of just a more friendly environment because it should be about that when we have clients coming in, like they can see these things. My clients already talked about it. So it's like it's evident. So I'm hoping that my clients can see a change. because they love meeting at the office. It's like the safe haven space. That's what they always say, and I want that to continue to happen. So that's why I'm. This is why this is an issue for me.
So it sounds like the clients would be able to see a positive difference if staff were able to better work together. In this case, therapists being able to work with um,
Yeah.
case managers or I'm sorry, I confused the
Yeah,
two.
we're care managers, but
And
overall, you can say care coordinators, because there's two different programs. So
okay,
yeah.
one more question, and um, that is, what do you think the administration would notice if your best hopes were to be realized?
Um, I feel they'll definitely notice because they sit in the front. Um, they'll probably be happy to see us talking more, honestly, because they talk to all of us. They greet all of us when we come in. They talk to all of us, and often you see staff at that front desk mingling and talking to the administration. So, um, I'm sure with changes, it'll be evident for them, and they'll, wouldn't have to feel like we're walking on eggshells in there.
Thank you.
Hmm.
I believe I'm next on the question. So let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, Khadijah, 10 stands for being satisfied with what you've done so far, because you've done a lot to address the situation, with like
Hmm.
talking with the therapists and the case managers is what it sounds like. 10 being satisfied with those actions so far, and 1 being the opposite. Where do you find yourself right now?
I would say about an 8.
At an 8? What tells you that you're at 8?
For the simple fact that I handled the situation like on my own. I never went to management first. Um, I talked to a couple of therapists, talked to the front desk. They have their own clinician front desk lady, and we have our own office manager. So I talked to theirs, just so she could understand what the issue was, and she was more than understanding. And I went and talked to the therapist. So I basically handled the situation on my own first, which is something I wasn't really great at first. I was a firecracker. So the fact that I handled that with professionalism,
Mhm.
and understanding not only for them, I'm sure because I had to understand it's probably hard for them as well to adjust to how we run things over there in our office. So, just having that conversation with them that kind of started off, um, me trying to find a resolution with them. So I feel like the way I approached it, was really good, and it did work in some ways, others not so much. So that's why we're still here. But yep, that's why I gave it an 8.
Yeah, I think it's really admirable that you tried to handle it right away with the people involved. I think that's very great to hear. How do you know you're
Thank
not
you.
like a 7 or a 6?
Um, because I didn't get any backlash from it.
Mm.
So I didn't get any negative feedback. I didn't get like no one came to me later saying, I can't believe you did this or said this to somebody. Honestly, a lot of people praised me for handle it the way I did. Even my director did. My director, she's my practicum supervisor as well. So, I eventually did tell her about it. It was like weeks later, and that's because I told her I wasn't really like, I'm just one of the people I don't really drag out a situation if I don't see a need to, if I feel like I handle it. But then on the flip side, I see where there's still issues at. So that's why I brought it up to her. Um, so yeah, I don't think it's a 6 or a 7.
Yes, I'm glad you got that recognition for that.
Thank you.
Where
Thank
would
you.
you want to be is maybe on the scale?
Ideally a 10.
Hmm. Yeah. And what would be different to maybe be a 10 or maybe a 9?
In order for it to be a 10, I mean, I feel like things that I'm complaining about would be fixed by now, handled. Um, and from what I'm seeing, is it hasn't been. So I feel like I have to. I mean, I did bring up some other strategies to the director on how to maybe, merge us a bit better. Because it was sloppy. It was sloppily done, and I
Mhm.
did tell her that as well. Like it just was not clean, and um, it's two different programs. We kind of do something things similar, but we don't do therapy.
Mhm.
We just do mainly resources. So I told her like it's just it should have been better merged. They should have had us do like a team building or something like to really, hey, you guys, we're going to be working close together with clients in the same building. Let's do a team building to so we can merge easily. Like, yeah, I feel like I kind of went left, but
No, it sounds like you have a lot of good insight on the issue.
yeah.
You've mentioned a lot of things that you've already done, to be on track with solving this
Mhm.
issue. Is there anything else that maybe you haven't mentioned that you're also doing on track?
Um, mm, well, can't really think of nothing. Uh, So there's an issue. There's more than one issue here. The whole overall arching issue is the merging us together, but there's little like issues within that. And one of them is like we have only two conference rooms, unfortunately. We
Mm.
have a big conference room, we have a small one. The big conference room, they always have huge case reviews in there, and they always got it. So I typically have to go to the family room, which is smaller. And like they will just open the door and walk in and no, there's no locking, there's nothing. So I'm just like, let me do something on my own, create my own little door sign
Hmm.
to let them know do not enter, knock because someone is in here. I asked for it twice from the office manager. She never got me one, so I did it on my own. So I
Mm.
guess we count that.
Yeah, I definitely
Yeah,
count that. Taking that initiative, it's very admirable.
thank you.
What is the agency already doing that is on track so far?
Um, I would say we just had we call it town hall meetings, um, which is like the whole agency, so they call it town hall. And the CEO actually just let us know this was last month that they are looking to buy a new building. And in this new building, she wants to house our department and she want to house the clinic department in there, but we'll be on two different floors, so we'll have our own space again. Um, and she's looking for a huge property. I believe they found one, but behind the scene things is going on. So it obviously will be a while, but that's something we were excited to hear. All of us was excited to hear that because we need the space. Like this building is really cramped, really small. Everybody's on top of everybody. Everybody doesn't have an office. So this will just provide us the space we all need. And hopefully with that type of structure, things can, get a little bit better for everybody. So
Yeah, that sounds really cramped and overwhelming, especially when you guys have your own stuff going on. Is the agency doing anything else that's already on track?
um besides that, um, not really. I think that was like the biggest thing, like just getting new office space. Um, I do think they're trying to do more um inclusivity, like where they're trying to make sure we're all being a part of something. So like from different departments, they have different teams. I think I'm on one of them. I don't participate much. So I'm not sure what goes on in it, but they take this new thing they're trying to roll out a little bit better. I don't even know what it's called really, but there's different teams, and each of these teams represent something different within the agency. And the one I'm a part of, I think, is a leadership one, how to implement better leadership on our teams. I'm not a supervisor or anything, but somehow I landed myself in there. And there's different people from different departments. So that's their way of trying to introduce each other. How like we don't you don't I don't see people from the school. There's a whole school in our agency as well. I don't know anybody there. I don't know the principal, the teachers, but with these teams, you have the opportunity to not only come up with strategies for that group, but also you get to meet other staff in other departments. So I would say that's one that they do
Okay.
already.
I mean, that's pretty good. Sounds better than nothing. What
Yeah.
is the next small step that the agency can take to make this a little bit better?
Um, they should start having offering some type of team building for every department. I think, they should have a budget for that where we could do team building, something that my own team has talked about. How can we do more team building? Because we work, like you see people every day, but you may not interact with them. Like I said, I have an office, my own office space, and like I just go in, I mad dash up the stairs. Like I don't talk to anybody. And that's something I talked about with the office manager, and I just told him I'm a person, I zone out and I'm focused on
Hmm.
what I have to do. But when do we have time to like intermingle with each other, get to know your coworkers from other teams and whatnot? The only time we really get to do that is during those team meetings on those little teams, and then town hall meetings. That's really the only time. But I would like to like do
Hmm.
more fun
Yeah.
stuff that we regularly do on a regular day. I would like to do that.
Yeah. I feel like it's so important to build a team that way too. It just gets you closer to
Yeah,
your peers. How do you
it
think that
feels
would
more
be
organic.
helpful? Oh, sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
You're okay. What did you say?
Oh no, I said yeah. It feels more organic when it's like a team building type thing. Like you feel you organically get to
Hmm.
know people. It doesn't feel rushed. Doesn't feel forced.
Definitely. How do you think that would be helpful if you guys worked on more team building skills?
You said how it would look or how I feel?
How will it be helpful for your agency?
Oh,
Sorry.
it will bring us closer. I feel like it'll feel more, they try to push the family thing. I see it, I see the vision, but it's not executed. It's poorly executed right now. So I feel like if they really want to bring that to center, which is what she's trying to do, um, more team building needs to happen. More integrating with other departments needs to happen. If that's the vision she's trying to pull for, and I believe it is, more of that should happen.
Gotcha. Thank you guys. We're gonna move into the wonderment phase. So Khadijah, if you could turn your camera off. And the rest of us will just do some wondering questions, kind of thinking out loud about our experience of the consultation and what Khadijah shared. So I'll start. Something that really jumped out to me, I wonder whether Khadijah is aware of how big of a deal it is that her clients feel that she's a safe haven within the
Hmm.
agency. That just feels like a really, really significant thing. And I wonder whether she's allowed herself to feel that.
I wonder the same thing. I also wonder like how the therapists and the clients are also dealing with the transition that's going on.
Hmm.
Similarly, I have wondered how like the client experiences her stepping into the chaos with them and being there in that moment rather than holding the line for the agency.
Hmm.
And um, also, I wonder how she was able to build the alliance that she has with her colleagues and how that's going to continue to grow as she stays at this agency.
Yeah, I wonder if the office and the therapist recognize how much work she's putting in, especially keeping it professional. Like I know it can be frustrating with all these different things, and she seems to be taking it very well and being very professional, very straightforward, but like proactive. And I wonder if she's getting that recognition at all from people outside of just her side.
Mm,
That kind of brings me to something that I was wondering. I was also wondering how she's managing to like take care of herself while she's stressed about the situation
mm.
and the tension.
Yeah, I was wondering too what the how the agency sees Khadijah's efforts, how they sort of experience it or let it in or not. Any other wonderments coming up for you guys? All right, we can move then into the compliment phase. So Khadijah, you can come back on camera and we can just share each of us at least one compliment. So I'm really impressed by everything about how you've handled the situation. I think what I most wanted to share is you spoke about like very specific growth, like that there was uh, a way you might have handled the situation earlier on, and you can see how your approach to it has changed. And you use the word professionalism. Um, I'm really impressed that not only that you've made that change, but that you actually recognize it. You can like name it and put your finger on it. I was really impressed by that.
Thank you.
Uh,
I, oh,
you can go,
sorry.
Taylor.
Okay. Um, I was really impressed by how client-centered you are throughout the entire process. Like everything that you're doing and you're advocating for ultimately comes back to the clients. And you're also, while holding that, are also holding like your organization and that system that's there as a whole, thinking about how like you want these relationships to be improved. And
Hmm.
I can really appreciate that, and I admire the level of care that's being put into trying to help the agency with this issue, but as well as helping the clients and how it all interconnects.
Mm,
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with how like confident you are in what you've done so far because I get that like they may be like smaller issues, like if you were to take just one, it feels smaller, like oh, someone walked in, but like it affects the client care so much.
Hmm.
And sometimes you can be like, oh, I feel like I am overreacting, but you're really not. I think you're doing such a great job with like keeping it professional, but like also taking these issues very seriously for the clients. And I think that's very impressive.
mm.
Thank you.
I feel like you guys touched on everything that I wanted to touch on. But I just think it's admirable anyway, like how many people you've gotten to address the issue at hand. Um, I don't know. I just have a hard time doing that myself, so I think it's really awesome and really powerful that you're able to do that.
Mm.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll move into debriefing. So here I'm just gonna first touch base with Khadijah and then touch base with the group. Um, Khadijah, how was this process for you? How did this experience feel?
Oh, it's fun. It's cool. I like it actually. It's different.
Do you
And
notice
I think
anything
it's the
about?
structure.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm just curious. How do you notice anything about how you're feeling different after this consultation?
It had me really thinking about everything that I've done so far, and it had me really thinking about it. Like, okay, I haven't really thought that deep on this in a while. I've just been going about it like in different ways, but I haven't sat down to really reflect on everything. To me, this was more like a reflection of the whole issue. And in the end, I do feel like I got what I was looking for.
Mm.
Um, so that's good. And I liked all the compliments. So
Great. And how about group members? What worked for you all today?
For me, I felt like this flowed a little bit better than the last time. Obviously, the first time was difficult because it was our first time doing it, but this felt more of like a conversation rather than a structured script that we were using.
Great.
I thought it was really easy to tell Khadijah how well she's doing because she's done so much like already. Like it's just easy to be like, yeah, you're doing everything right so far and like fully mean it as well. So
Mm.
I guess I also liked how things, I mean, last time I was the presenter, but I feel like things flowed a bit more,
Mm.
bit more chill, I guess,
Mm.
with it being the second session, probably, but
Yeah, we're all getting a bit more used to it, maybe. Well, great. Thank you guys. And I just want to reflect too that something that really stuck out to me when Professor Krauss oriented us to this whole thing was that, it's not supposed to be a fact-finding mission. It's really supposed to be about like experience. And the first time we did it, it felt that way. And it felt that way this time too, that it wasn't about sort of like the details so much as it was about the experience, which was awesome. Um, cool. That's it. I will stop recording then if I can figure out how to. Hold on.